And it's Tuesday, so that means Tuesday Talks with Kari. That's what you're watching right now. So I'm Kari. A little bit about me. I'm a Christian, a wife, a mom. I am a pharmacist. That kind of goes along with the question that was asked of me this past week and that I'm going to answer today. I'm also a wellness advocate and a leader with doTERRA Essential Oils, and I'm the co-founder and owner of The Natural Shift, which is a space where we help people really solidify their health habits and bring their health full circle. Okay, guys. Well, today we have a question from someone that I thought would serve the greater audience, and it's something that I get asked a lot. So, in my opinion, what place does medication have in this lifestyle that I talk about a lot? The lifestyle that they were referring to is just living a more holistic, natural type of lifestyle. So I want to preface this conversation with, and I want to make it a conversation, and I really hope that you weigh in on this because truly it's just, this is the way that I feel my opinion, which means that it's just that, right? You can have your own opinion, and that's totally fine, and I respect that. But I did want to preface this with saying that as a whole, I'll be talking about those that are relatively, that don't have some sort of extreme issue that you have to be on medication for. I'm not going to be talking about that today. I'm just going to kind of be talking in general. And when I mean that, I mean the majority of the population that don't necessarily have to be on a medication for some type of extreme chronic issue. And so I'll kind of go through what I mean by that. But I just wanted to preface it with that because I know some people have to be on certain medications to live. And so I'm not talking about that. But in general, let me just kind of go back to when I first got started with wanting to do things differently, with bringing essential oils into my home. It was really from a place of just wanting to decrease the toxic load in my home, to not always have to turn to going to the doctor's office, calling the after-hours nurse, going to the pharmacy and trying to find something over the counter. That was not the route that I wanted to take personally. And so that's why I wanted to bring other tools into my home. And then I found essential oils, and that was played a large part in that. And so that's kind of my stance. That's not everybody's stance, but I think this question is really interesting when you think about who is asking this maybe, and what kind of background you have with medication. See, I never really took a lot anyway, and so it was pretty easy for me to eliminate them pretty much completely. And since I've had essential oils, I've not taken any OTC medications or any prescription medications. And so I just wanted to tell you my background. I didn't come from taking a lot to taking none. I went from taking very little anyway to taking none. So just wanted to preface this with that as well. But as a whole, and I was really thinking about this the other day after I got the question and just trying to process it all, because here's the thing. I spent so many years in pharmacy. I started working in a pharmacy when I was 16 and worked all the way up till I still work in a pharmacy now, just at a very, very part-time basis. But after you see somebody over and over and over again, and they're not happy to be there, and they're having more side effects than when they first came in there to get the medication right, and they're having to be on more medications because of the side effects of the previous medication, it's a vicious cycle that really does not have a good end. And so, in my opinion, as far as where medications fit in, I feel that, I think it's our mentality that maybe somebody else told us this, or maybe it's just we're telling ourselves. Maybe your doctor has said you'll never be able to get off this medication. But I don't truly feel that there are very many at all medications that you have to be on for life. Now, I know there is some, but there are things that you're going to be on for a season. But if you truly believe that your body is a living, regenerating being, then you believe in healing. And if you don't, then that might be a different belief of yours. But I totally believe that our body can heal itself if given the right tools to do so. And so, speaking about medications, if you're, coming into this type of lifestyle, maybe a lot of people come into this lifestyle for a lot of different reasons. But if it's one of your goals to take less medications, which in all honesty, your body would function better on less medications. You would have less side effects. I don't know if you've ever looked at the medication, the side effects of those, but every single medication has a side effect. And that's just a risk that I'm not willing to take long term. I think medications can have a very positive role when used for a short amount of time and for a season. So if somebody comes to me and they're on a lot of medications and they're like, I want to get off all of my medications, that's a great goal, but it's going to take a while to do that, right? There's going to be seasons of cutting back and maybe eliminating some, but still being on some, right? That's going to be a process. And, but it's something that can happen. It's something that, they might be just in your life for a shorter season. They might be in your life for a longer season, but it is just that, it's a season. And if we give our body what it needs in the form of food, in the form of movement, in the form of natural solutions like essential oils, supplements, things like that, decreasing our toxic load, all of those things make a big difference when you think about how your body is going to be able to heal itself. And if you're not willing to put in that type of intention and that type of effort, because it is effort, it's easier, it's always going to be easier to take a pill. And that's really a mentality. And I see that a lot. And I'm not going to say I fight against that, because I really choose to work with the people that are ready to move in that direction. But as far as what place they serve, medications serve a great place in certain seasons of your life. And so, just thinking back about being in the pharmacy and seeing people come in sometimes daily, you guys, often weekly, definitely a lot monthly, right? You think about how often you visit the pharmacy. My hope for people is that they don't have to see their pharmacist as much, because if you've ever went to the pharmacy, a lot of times it's not really an upbeat, fun place that you want to be, right? And so my hope is that in adopting more of a natural lifestyle, it would be so that medications only play a short season in your life, and that your body just needs extra support for a certain amount of time, and that it wouldn't be that you would have to be on a certain medication for life if it's not completely needed to keep you alive. I did put that caveat at the very first of this video, because obviously I know there are certain situations, but yet I actually had somebody tell me recently, or actually I was in a conversation and I overheard it. She wasn't talking to me, but they were talking about different people being on certain types of SSRI type medications. We talked about that last week in the adaptive video, but those medications are often used for anxiety and depression, all about your serotonin. And she said that her belief was once you have a serotonin deficit, you'll always have it. That was her direct quote. And I just had to take a deep breath, because it's a mentality, you guys. And I want to just open your mind up to realize that doesn't have to be reality. That isn't reality. Your body is made fearfully and wonderfully made, and that means it can regenerate itself. I mean, you look at people that lose the tip of their finger and it grows back, or your cells are always regenerating. And to me, that means that things in your body can change, and if you take care of it differently, you will feel differently, and therefore you'll be able to come off of certain things and not need certain things. And so that's really what I wanted to bring to you today, is just wanting to change a mindset on this. And it doesn't have to be all or nothing. I see a lot of people that maybe they're not ready to come off certain medications, or that's not even their goal, but yet they want to incorporate things like essential oils or supplements, and they do well, right? Maybe they have less side effects. Their body is more supported. The drugs, the medications that they're using work better. They're great used together. And I've mentioned that on several of these Tuesday talks, is that medications and essential oils, they work well together because the essential oils and the supplements are trying to support your body and bring it back to balance. And so that's only going to help what you take, the food that you eat, the medications that you take, whatever you do, it's only going to make it work better. And so it doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach. Some people, like myself, don't really want to be on anything. That was always my goal. Other people, that's not necessarily their goal, but yet we both can use the same thing and see good results and get good support from that. And so I just want to encourage you with the fact that you don't have to be like me and want the all or nothing, right? It just doesn't have to be like that. And so I hope that this kind of opens your mind up and changes your belief also, and gives you hope that if you are on something and you're just like, I don't want to be on this anymore, I want to be rid of it, I want to move in a different direction, whatever it might be for you in your specific situation, I want you to know that that's possible. And I always want to encourage you to talk to your doctor about this, but I do want to encourage you, if they're not encouraging, then that is a good reason to possibly look for a different provider. Because if your provider only wants to push you on more medication and not less, that is a red flag always to me. And so just wanted to put that in there, because obviously this is something that you'll have to work with your doctor on. But at any rate, hopefully that answers this question. And I hope that, like I said, it opens your mind on certain things. And even if, you use essential oils or supplements in your life and different natural type of things, and you have a friend or a family member that maybe thinks this way, share this video with them. And hopefully it'll shed some light from a pharmacist's perspective. And this is just my opinion, but I hope that helps somebody today see that there is hope in their healing journey, and that's exactly what it can be. Our bodies are just so miraculous, and they really are. And so if we treat them like that, I think that we'll be really surprised at what can happen when we really give our body the support and really the healing power that it needs and can have. So anyway, that's Tuesday Talks for today. Hopefully you guys will join me next week for a new topic. If you have a question, you can definitely go to the link in my bio on Instagram, and you can fill out the form for a question to be answered on this show I do every week. Or you can obviously comment below if you're on Facebook as well, or just message me if you want to remain anonymous. All right, guys. See you later. Bye, everybody.